Let's make our way to all fours. We're going to start warming up the core muscles from hips to shoulders more firmly. So, with your hands under your shoulders, your knees under your hips, tuck your toes under, nudge your tops of your shoulders away from your ears, scoop your belly up, and float your knees an inch off the floor for floating tabletop, and then release. Let's do that 4 more times. Exhale, float. Remember, this is a favorite core and shoulder warm up. If you need to warm your wrists as well, that's fine. Good, one more. Hold this one. Squeeze your knees towards your wrists and your wrists towards your knees. It's energetic. Nothing will move, but it will feel burny. Well done. Release. Keep your core a little tucked in. It doesn't need to stay burny. Just keep it hugged. Take your knees a little wider. Turn your toes out. If you can't do this posture, please just hang out in child's pose, or you can do some fire hydrant work if you want. We're just stretching out the hips a little bit more. So from here, we're going to stay on hands. Squeeze your bum, squeeze your core, and rock your hips back. This is frog. Rock, rock, rock. You don't have to go as wide as this if the inner knees feel bad. You can pad out as well. Keep that core a little engaged. 3 more little rocks here. 3, 2, 1. Step it in, back to center. We'll come back to the work from that exercise in a moment. Walk your hands back towards your knees. Roll back onto your heels. Walk your hands to your feet, hips high, soft forward fold. Press your feet into the floor. Exhale, pull your pelvic floor, rolling up through the spine. Articulate the spine, engaging each set of core muscles as you go, so that when you grow tall, shoulders are over the hips, waist is drawn in, tailbone is drawn under, shoulders are relaxed, crown of the head lifted. Let's take 5 heel raises, arms floating up, palms coming towards each other. Exhale, float down. Really active from soles of your feet all the way up to the crown of your head, but not rigid. Shouldn't be shaky. Should just feel very drawn in. Beautiful posture. Work with the breath. Half a breath for half a movement. That is either an inhale or an exhale for either the lifting or the lowering. Last one. When the heels come to the floor, we're going to roll down through the spine. Chin to chest. Exhale. Scoop your abdomen, your chest muscles in and up, ribs in and up, pelvic floor in and up, belly, solar plexus, all of them. As you hit them, which is not the order I said, you're rolling down, finishing with the pelvic floor, tension through the thighs, bend the knees if you need to, come all the way to the floor, and over the rounds, your legs will lengthen up a little bit. Push your weight into your heels and start to energetically feel like you're pulling your tailbone and your sitting bones up towards the ceiling. Belly is still in, you're pulling your navel up towards the ceiling. And let's walk hands forward, really controlled and steady, padding into tabletop pose for fire hydrants. Okay, neutral spine to the best of your ability. Keep your shoulders square and your hips square. Hug your waist in. Lengthen through the crown of your head so your gaze is in a triangle just ahead of your hands. Gently float your right leg up off the floor with the knee still bent, just the knee coming up. And then exhale, take the right leg out to the side. Don't let your hip move. Inhale back to neutral. Exhale, float it up. Inhale. 3 more. If you need more challenge, you can do this with a straight leg, but in my experience, most people lose form when they do that. 2 more. Notice, is your hip swaying? Has your belly collapsed? Is your lower back working? Switch legs when you've done 5. Neutralize at center. Cinch the waist, neutral spine, nice and strong. Exhale. Take that left leg out. Don't let the hip move. Inhale to center. Exhale. Keep it going. Well done. Let's take some cats and cows. Inhale, lift your heart. Roll your tailbone up towards the ceiling. Exhale, ripple through the spine. Tuck your tailbone under. Scoop your pelvic floor up. Belly, solar plexus, rib cage, chest. Open it up again. Really find that gorgeous movement, prioritizing the ripple of the spine, which is most easily achieved by the engagement of your front core muscles, just as we talked about on the roll down. I talk about core a lot, not because I think everyone needs to walk around with a six pack and a flat belly. It's because they are the muscles that protect from knees to shoulders. They protect your spine, your hip, your pelvic girdle, your shoulder girdle. You're supposed to use them for these movements. So strengthening the spine doesn't always mean torture. It means levels of engagement that you are connected to. When your movements are soggy, you're just stretching your joints, which sometimes feels nice, but is generally not productive. Okay, when I say productive, I mean it's not, it just feels nice in the moment and that's all. All right, tuck your toes. When you finish your next rounding up into cat pose, float your knees up, float your hips up and back, lift and lengthen into this shortened version of downward facing dog or A-frame, and then float the heels up really high through stiletto feet to either tabletop or floating tabletop, nice neutral spine. And again, exhale, scoop your belly in and up, round through your spine, float your knees up and back. Really active in the arms. Don't let your shoulders sag. Strong, active shoulders. Exhale all the way up and over through cat to neutral, tabletop or floating tabletop for more challenge. Last one. Hang out here, pedal. If you need breaks, take breaks, but don't skip these movements because they're starting to warm and strengthen and activate all the muscle groups you need. So don't definitely take breaks if you need them, but don't take them in place of the energy movements, the muscular movements. I don't mind how many breaks you take, but do the work. And if you can't do the work, skip it out. Or if you're working, obviously, if you're working with me, you can just drop me a message. Good. Finish pedaling. Press your heels towards the floor. Push your hips up high, high, high as they'll go. Imagine you're trying to get your butt to touch the ceiling, up and back behind you. Bend your knees if you need to. Walk your hands slowly and steadily back towards your feet. Doesn't matter if your heels are on the floor or not. Soften your knees. When you get to your soft forward fold, exhale, scoop your pelvic floor up. Use the front muscles to peel your spine up, back to position. Roll up, grow nice and tall. Through the crown of the head, lengthened. We're going to do a couple more inchworms, rolling down, walking into plank, walking the feet towards the hands, rolling up, rolling down, walk the feet back, roll up. So you're going to have a couple of rounds of these just to get the hang of them. I'd like you to keep a lot of tension through your body so that you're tense enough to have a solid plank through the whole journey, but also soft enough that you can roll through the spine. When you're ready, shoulders back and down, crown of the head lifted, draw in initially through your waist. As you exhale, add to that waist engagement by scooping your chest muscles in and up, solar plexus in and up, ribs in and up. Lower mid-abdomen, navel, back towards the spine, gluing up. Pelvic floor scooping in and up. Lower abdomen is engaged. Hips are pulling back. Weights going into the heels. Bend your knees if you need to. Peel that spine down. When you get to the floor, walk your hands forward. Squeeze your ribs and hips towards each other. Hips up towards ribs. Ribs gluing towards hips. Into plank. Lengthen out through your plank. Shoulders back and down. Hips squeezed in line with the shoulders. This is not a hollow body plank. This is a normal plank. And then if you can, walk your feet towards your hands. You can always walk that to downward facing dog first if you need to. From feet at hands, soften your knees, exhale. Reverse the movement. Pelvic floor draws up, roll up through the spine. Pelvic floor, lower abdomen, mid-abdomen, belly, ribs, solar plexus, chest, shoulders, broaden, back and down, mountain pose at the top, crown of the head lifted. Pause. If you need to walk to the top of your mat, do, so you've got a little space to walk back. Not everyone can do the walking. Flexibility brings that. When you're ready, roll it down again. Chin to chest. Chest squeezes, really pull those muscles in and up, stitching or zipping towards the center line of your body. Really strong core engagement all the way through. Pelvic floor deals with the lower abdomen for the most part. Get your hands to the floor, bend your knees if you need to. This one's a little trickier. Keep your shoulders stacked over your hands. Start to walk your feet back. Try not to let your shoulders move. Broaden them out into your plank. Squeeze everything. Thighs are tight, calves are tight, butt, chest, ribs, shoulders, arms, everything works in a plank. Start to walk your hands back. Hips lift as you walk your hands. As you're getting stronger, your hips might go up first, that's okay, but bring the emphasis to using your arms and shoulders to start the movement. When you get to the back of the mat, exhale, roll it up. Same drill, pelvic floor draws up. Use the front muscles to stack the spine. Spine is relaxed. Shoulders back and down. If you need to take a break, take one. I'm not going to cue the next 2 rounds. I just want you to work. You can change your plank for a downward dog or an all fours or a floating tabletop. Just think nice and controlled through all of the muscles in your body. It's a full body toning exercise. Let's work at our own pace. I'm going to start you off, crown of the head lifted, chin to chest, start to roll down. Pay attention to all the muscles I've mentioned. Work at your own pace. Obviously, the exhale is emptying the belly and the lungs out, so you've got more scope for engaging core muscles. Walking the hands forward into your choice of core position. You're going to hold that for a beat, absolutely perfect, and then make your way forward towards your hands. Rolling back up, starting with the pelvic floor. Let's go down again. Reposition yourself on your mat if you need to. Rolling down. This is actually called rolling down through the spine. Both sides of the movement are part of this exercise. It's Pilates movement. Find it in body weight training as well. When you're ready to pad your feet back, try and keep those shoulders stable. It is hard work, I know it is, but that's the aim. We're not looking for perfection. There are versions of this in every body weight movement training world. Pilates version is a good learning version. Okay, when you're ready, lead with the hands and shoulders if you can. Otherwise, nudge of the hips is fine, but you're learning to move from the shoulders all the way back to your forward fold. Last roll. Or last roll of inchworms. These are inchworms. People do like them. When you reach the top, we're coming back to heel raises. Take a break if you need to, and then come back to the heel raises when you're ready. Keep that waist drawn in. Your posture should feel really tall. You should be able to hold that cinch, 30% engagement through the waist, relaxed shoulders, pelvic floor lifted, very lightly, but in a way that's under control now because you've done the stronger work through the planks. Fantastic. Let's come to staff pose. Right knee lifted, both arms forward and up. If you're feeling steady on your feet, we're going to take 5 rounds of arches. Exhale to draw your right elbow back, turn your chest to the right. Inhale through center. Make sure you're doing staff pose properly. That is no locked joints. Shoulders still stacked. Keep going with your arches. I think this is number 5. Ooh, wobbly. Bring it back to center. Relax your arms, relax your legs, shoulders back and down. Drawing up through your center. Left leg. Arms forward, left leg lifted. Waist in, exhale, twist. Left elbow back, twist to the left. Inhale through center. Keep it going. Don't collapse, don't lock joints. Feel the heat through your body. I've got 2 more of these to go. Check that your shoulders haven't ridden up to your ears. They'll be working, but they shouldn't be tensed up to your ears and hunched. Last one. Well done. Bring yourself back down. Inhale, circle your arms up. Exhale, soft forward fold, yoga style. Bend in the knees, flat back. Swan dive your arms to the floor. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen out through the spine. Exhale, standing forward fold. Hips high, legs maybe a little bit longer after all those rolls down. Inhale, circle all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Draw your waist in, thumbs rest on your breastbone. Exhale, rotate your chest to the right without moving your hips or shoulders or chin independently of your arms. Inhale through center. Exhale, rotate. So it's just my waist working. Inhale through center. Exhale to the right. Inhale through center. This is your time to check whether your hips are wobbling, whether your shoulders are moving independently of the rest of your spine, whether your neck is staying in line with your fingertips. That's where you want to be. Last one on each side. Doesn't matter how big these movements are. For most people, they're a 11 o'clock, 1 o'clock situation. Maybe if you're warm at 2 o'clock, 10 o'clock. Finish at center. Inhale, arms up to the ceiling. Exhale, side moon. Right hand to right thigh, left arm over and across into this side bend. It's a strength posture. So squeeze your waist, load up the right side of your waist as you extend the left side of your waist, shoulders stacked. Don't nudge your hips to the left. And then as you come up and over, use your waist muscles to pick you up and switch sides. Right arm up, left arm slides down your trouser legs or legging legs, whatever, stacked. Hips are not nudging. Inhale through center, bring it back. Exhale, soft forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Slow flow, control every part of the movement. Exhale, standing forward fold. Fingertips to the floor, bend your knees if you have to. Come to a halfway lift position with your hands down. Don't move your hips. Right arm up towards the ceiling. Keep your knees straight as well. They don't need to lock, they just need to be straight. Exhale, release. If this is too hard on your shoulders, bring your hands to your hips. Left arm up. Don't bend your knees unless it's even, and don't move your hips. Exhale down. Inhale, circle all the way up. Draw in and up through the waist. Exhale, side moon to the right. Keep those hips still. Load up your waist muscles. Inhale through center. Use the waist. Exhale to the left. It's not necessarily hard, but it is challenging. It requires you to control how you move. Inhale through center. We're not dropping into the movements. We're controlling the whole part of the journey. Exhale, soft forward fold, bend at the knees, flat back, swan dive the arms. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to shins or fingertips to the floor. Flat back, tailbone up, legs active. Squeeze the thighs, squeeze the calves. Lengthen through the spine, waist is in and belly is up. Okay, standing forward fold. Keep pulling the sitting bones up towards the ceiling. No pain in your hamstrings, bend your knees. If you need to, bring it back to the halfway lift position. Hand to hip or arm to the ceiling. Do not bend one knee, and do not skew your hips. Right shoulder draws up for this twist. Inhale through center. Exhale, left shoulder draws up for the twist. It's much smaller when you do it properly, this one. Come back through center. It's all strength-based, soft knees. Inhale, circle up. Exhale, cactus pose. Elbows in towards the waist. Peel your chest up towards the ceiling. Squeeze your butt as you pull your hips forward. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, swan dive, soft forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen through the spine. Exhale, standing forward fold. Inhale, circle up, reach for the ceiling. Squeeze your butt. Exhale, cactus. Elbows in, palms face the ceiling, chest open, shoulders are squeezing back and together, down towards the hips. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, soft forward fold. Strengthen the legs, feel the tension in the legs. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen out. Exhale, standing forward fold. Belly is up. Inhale, circle up to the ceiling. Last one, exhale, cactus. Elbows wide, palms open. Open through the chest, lift it to the ceiling, gaze up, squeeze your butt. Inhale, reach for the ceiling. Exhale, soft forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, standing forward fold. Inhale, circle up. Exhale, hands to heart. Last movement on each leg, hands to hips. It's a pyramid pose. Check your feet are in line with your hips. Slide your right leg forward on tram lines. Don't let those feet line up with each other. Check your hips are facing both forward. There is no skewing or slanting in these hips. Lift up through the crown of your head, tuck your butt under. If your left hip is skewing back and your right hip is skewing forward, assess, do you need to turn your left foot out to the side? Does that help you keep your hips square? That's okay. Or feet forward is okay. Both feet are flat, both legs are lengthened, no bent knees. Soft knees, micro bends is fine, but not bent knees. For some people, extended pyramid is going to be a bigger step with the back heel lifted. Same rules apply. This is a harder version of the posture. So be where you need to be. Hinging from the hip creases where your hips and thighs connect. Bring your chest forward, lengthen through your spine, waist stays in, legs stay active. Do not lock your knees, do not skew your hips. Go as far as you can with a flat back. Let your arms slide down your leg. Find a gazing point, which is for most people their big toenail, the right big toenail in this case. And you should feel a really tasty stretch through the back of possibly both legs, but definitely the right hamstring group. So the back of the thigh, somewhere centered between the hip and the knee, but not right only at the hip or the knee. And for some people, they're able to fold much more deeply, and that's a choice. You can have blocks for this. No pain. No pain or tugging against your knee or your sitting bones. You can experiment with these. We want to be here for a bit, and it wants to feel like a fair bit of effort as well as stretch. And you want to feel like you're controlling this and you're doing a bit of balancing work. When you're ready, bend into your right knee and then lengthen through your chest and come back up. You can do it with a straight leg as well, but don't load up your right knee joint. We're going to switch sides, and on the second side, we're going to step back rather than forward. So left foot is underneath the hip, right foot's underneath the hip. On tram line, slide your right leg back. Take your time, build it. Feel the strength and power. This is setting you up for salute to the moon sequence. So we want to make sure that this is correct, because if you get these correct, you can use this technique for all of them, all of the other postures. Hinge from your hips, lead with your chest, tailbone pressing back, crown of the head pressing forward, lengthening through both legs. Action starting to build through the back of your left thigh. No locked knees. It's not a lunge. Front leg is definitely straight, but possibly with a micro bend, especially if you're hypermobile. Find your balancing point, your drishti point, gazing at your maybe big toe or something just ahead of it. Flatten through the back, no hunching or rounding or scooping. It's all lengthened. Lots of balance here. And then again, if your hips have skewed, you may need to nudge your right hip forward and your left hip back. Thighs are active and tensed. Waist is in. For some people, you might find that you need to pull your navel up towards your spine as well. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Good, well done. Soften into the left knee. Just nudge that knee so it's bent, and then peel yourself up and step forward. Roll your shoulders back and down. Just turn to face the side of your mat. You should be centered. Take a breath with your feet under your hips. Inhale, circle your arms up. And exhale, hands to heart. Let's work through Salute to the Moon. I'm not going to be mirroring as we move. The first round we're doing here is going to be a flow and hold. This is an opportunity for you to work out what variations of the postures you like, check your techniques and your alignments are correct, check that you're using the right kind of strength and the right effort level for you. Feel free to break out during the postures and shake off and pause because it's a really challenging flow. If you are already very familiar with this flow, don't get complacent because holds are difficult and it's very easy, especially if you're familiar, to sit into your joints and to not use muscles and to not challenge yourself. So let's start in the middle of your mat. Grow up nice and tall into mountain pose, Tadasana, palms facing forward, crown of the head lifted. When you're ready, inhale, circle your arms up towards the ceiling. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, release. You need to be warmed up before you start this flow. Inhale, circle up. And exhale, circle down. One more breath. Inhale, circle up. Exhale, side moon. Right hand to right thigh, left arm across. As you extend across, keep your hips still, squeezed. Keep your feet grounded. Engage through your waist and lengthen through your side from the fingertips of your left side all the way down to the soles of your feet. No slouching, no hunching, no swaying back, and no nudging the hips out. It's a lot of work. Breathe. Inhale through center all the way up. Draw up, lengthen out. Exhale, same move, second side. Left arm down the left side of your body. Extend and reach from the outside of your right foot all the way to the fingertips of your right hand. Stacking, loading your waist, stacking your shoulders, hips over your feet. No slouching, no rounding, no overbending so you're hanging into your waist. Engage, think lifted and lengthened. When you're ready, inhale, reach for the ceiling. If you can, keep your arms up. If you need to rest them, bring them down. Step out wide, toes out, heels in. The width of your feet through the whole of this sequence can be adjusted. Now, if your arms are down, bring them up, take them out wide, transitioning through 5-pointed star. We're going to come into a wide squat, goddess pose. Turn your toes out, drive your knees out and sink your hips down. Your elbows come down in line with your shoulders. They drive out. The palms of your hands are facing your head. Fingers are spread wide. Arms are strong. Hips are strong. Glutes are working. Knees are driving out. Those knees want to be either behind or on top of the ankles, not ahead of them. So you do not want your feet in with your toes pointing, with your knees pointing out. So the sumo squat, really strong. Draw your waist in and up, pelvic floor in and up. Well done. Relax your arms if you need to. On your next inhale, come all the way up, 5-pointed star. Lift and lengthen. We're coming to triangle next. Turn your palms down. Bring your hands down in line with your shoulders. If this is too much, you can bring your elbows in, palms up. We're swiveling the feet to the right. So the left foot turns forward. The right foot turns to the right, straight leg posture. If you tend to lock and invert your knees and micro bend, soften that knee. Stay stacked, shoulders over hips, hips facing the long edge of the mat more or less. Reach your right hand over your right foot. Relax the right arm down, don't lean on anything. Left arm up towards the ceiling. Energy is going up as you extend your waist to the right. Your hips don't nudge. There's no nudging at the hips. Both feet are fully grounded, the outer edge of your left foot as well as the right foot. Your hips are more or less facing the front of the mat. Arms are extending and strong. You're not leaning your right hand on anything, but you could have it resting on your thigh, shin, ankle, floor, or a block. Effort in your waist. It's a full body posture, this one, full body toning. You can be very shallow in triangle pose if you're working on this posture. Okay, next move is going to be pyramid, another straight leg posture. Remove your left arm from the ceiling. Bring it down, rotate your chest towards the right short edge of the mat. Swivel your feet around. Now you want your hips to be square. So let's build this from the top down. Hips are square with the front of the mat. Chest is lifted, hands are on your hips. Left heel is either behind your left toes or your left toes are out to the side if you need to do that to get your hip to come forward. No weird twisting in the knees, please. Right leg is straight or micro bent if you tend to be hypermobile. Hinge forward from your hip creases where they meet your thighs, flat back. Tailbone is lengthening towards the wall behind you. Hands can slide down your legs or fingers to blocks, either is fine. Gazing point is your big toe because this is a massive balance, right? Spine is staying long here. Breathe. Draw your waist in. Lots of power through the legs. The sensation in your legs must not be a painful tugging around the knee or the sitting bones. All of the action needs to be in the belly of the muscle, the backs of the legs, but your legs are tensed, right? They're active. Pyramid, this is pyramid pose, hardcore. There are many versions. This is the basic version, the main version. We're stepping back to crescent moon next. Fingertips to blocks or the floor. Step your left foot back as far as it'll go. Lower the back knee to the floor. Pad out the knee if you need to. Your right leg is going to be in a lunge position with the knee over the ankle. As your hips press down towards the floor, you're squeezing your bum and your chest is pressing up. So you sweep your arms up and now both legs are active here. Draw your hips in and up, belly in and up, chest up towards the ceiling, reach up. This is knackering when you do it well. Your front knee is loaded, pressing down into that front ankle. The back leg is pushing you up and off the floor while your hips press down. Do not sag. We're not sagging in this posture. There's no sagging in yoga. Arms are active, fingers are facing up. Release your arms. Well done. Okay, next posture is extended side lunge. This is one with the most variations. Tuck your back toes, your hands come to the inside of your right leg, and we're swiveling around into a deep extended side lunge called Skandasana with lots of options. So if you already know where you're going, swivel around and play with your balance. Otherwise, I'm swiveling onto my right toes in a deep squat, a crouch on my right foot with my left foot extended out to the side. The temptation to sag into your knee here is high. So just activate your left leg and make sure that knee is not inverted. For some people, this is great. For others, absolutely impossible. If it's not you, by the way, you can use your fingers for balance. You can come up high you can be in side angle pose. You can be in a lateral lunge where your toes are pointing a bit more out to the side. You can be in a higher version of the same lunge. Be adaptable, but you do need this side lunge variation, the one that works for you. For those of you who are feeling feisty, hands to heart, balance is there. If you've got a comfortable Cossack squat, great. That means your lunging foot is flat to the floor. But it's not where you start. You move towards a Cossack squat on the second round, third round when you're warm. Let's walk it over. Other side, crab-wise, to the left. Same drill. Find your version. Are you in this traditional toe squat, extended right leg, tall, looking for balance, control through the spine, core up, legs are both engaged and working? Are you up higher in a safer and more appropriate version of this squat? Try not to collapse. Hands to the floor, lifted, or a variation on side angle or lateral lunge. You find your version. We're hanging out here. We're not going to hold this long in every rep. Let's turn around, face the back of your mat, the left side of your mat, coming to crescent moon. This is the second round, going backwards. Left leg is forward, right leg is back, just like the previous second moon. Push down through your legs. Make sure your knee is over your ankles. Sweep your arms up, squeeze your butt. Pelvic floor lifted, waist in. Fingers reach for the ceiling. Chest is opening up. Elbows can be in if this is too tiring for your arms. Reach for the ceiling. Well done. Fingertips come to the floor. We're building pyramid floor from the ground up. So tuck your back toes, hop your back foot forward. Make sure your feet are on tram lines. It's not lining up with each other. And if you need to, turn your right foot out to the side, but your hips need to be facing forward. Right. When people are new, I like them to come up all the way to the top and then fold down. Otherwise, start to lengthen up from your hips and find your version of pyramid. Hands to blocks, eye, leg. Remember, no locked knees, active legs. Your back is like a broom handle, or a curvy broom handle, but a broom handle. Core is drawing in, spine is strong. Yeah, it's hard. It is really, really hard. If you need to soften your knee a little, front knee, do, because we're coming into triangle next. Fingertips to the floor. Step your right foot back a little further if you need to for triangle. Turn your right toes to face the front long edge of the mat and bring your palms of your hands towards each other. Start to lift and lengthen up as you peel your right arm up towards the ceiling. You are sandwiched between two panes of glass. Again, if you need to come up and build your triangle, do it. There is no nudging of hips or hanging off hips or locking of knees. Push your feet down, tense up your legs, control your core, and extend both sets of fingertips away from each other. You can be very, very shallow and high. Good. When you're ready, we're bringing this all the way up to the relief of five-pointed star. Sweep your arms up wide, turn your toes out, heels in, lengthen, lift through your chest. Exhale, we're coming into goddess. Knees wide, elbows wide, toes pointing out. Draw your tailbone down and sink. Sink down into your hips. Enjoy that power through your legs. Chest strong, shoulders strong, fingers spread, nothing passive. There's no passive move or action in yoga. Good. You should be feeling fairly tired. Inhale, reach up, heel and toe in. I like to finish with swaying palm. Weave your hands together, palms to the ceiling. Exhale, controlled side bend to the side, no nudging of hips, just lengthen out. Inhale through center. Exhale other side. Inhale through center. Exhale and release. Hands down by your sides, back to Tadasana. Okay, let's continue to flow through Salute to the Moon. We're going to go over to the left next. So when you're ready, inhale, circle up towards the ceiling. Exhale, take your right hand to the side, side moon, extend, nice and strong, lengthened and stacked in your body. Inhale through center. Exhale, flow to the left, side moon. Lift and lengthen, feel strong, no hanging into joints, no leaning forward, swaying back. Inhale through center, exhale, step out wide. Pick your width, you can adjust all the way through, five-pointed star. Arms out wide, palms face the ceiling, lengthening through the spine, pressing down through your feet. Prepare for goddess pose, which is your wide squat. Turn your toes out, drive your knees out and towards your little toes, elbows in line with your shoulders, palms facing your head with your fingers spread really wide. Every part of your body is active here. Glutes is what you're after, and your feet must be ahead of or under your ankles for a good squat. Inhale, take it all the way back up to goddess, to five-pointed star. Turn your palms down and prepare your feet for triangle to the left, right foot forward, left foot to the left. Extend through your arms, draw your waist in, reach your left hand over your left toes, release the left arm, right arm up towards the ceiling, lift and lengthen. Deepening means going lower but maintaining your form and control and strength. Softening means coming up higher and maybe shortening your stride. Do what you can do well, not what feels fancy or lazy. We're coming to pyramid next. Right arm comes down, rotate your feet to face the left edge of the mat. Absolutely square hips. Hips remain square with the front of the mat throughout. Lengthen through your spine. Hinge from the hips. Straight-ish legs. Do not lock your knees. Push down through your feet. Doesn't matter how low you go. Bring your hands to your thigh, shin, ankle, the floor or blocks, and your left big toe is your gazing point or just ahead of you, but do not hunch or round. Strengthen this spine. When you're ready, fingertips to the floor, right leg steps back, lower the back knee to the floor for crescent moon. Power through those legs, sweep your arms up, left knee is above your ankle. Lift and lengthen, squeeze your bum. Everything from the pelvic floor is pushing you up. Everything from your feet and shins is pushing you up, but your hips are squeezing down. Lovely. Hands to the inside of your left foot. Come to your variation on extended side squat. You can come into traditional Skandasana with the balance or without it. You can be in a higher variation of the squat or side angle, or you can be in a Cossack squat if your thighs are ready. When you're ready, we're going to take this over. Use your hands for balance if you need it, to the other side. Whatever is working for you today, do what works well, not what causes you to bypass the beauty and the power in the postures. We're going to swivel this around to crescent moon to the right. Swivel your feet to the right edge of the mat, back knee to the floor, right ankle under right knee. Sweep your arms up to the ceiling, power reaching up. Everything is squeezing you in and up towards the ceiling. Chest is open. Hips are squeezing down, feet and shin pulling you up, pelvic floor pulling you up. Hands down. Fingertips to the floor. Remember, you can build these postures from the top down as you're getting used to them. Pyramid pose next. Tuck your back toe, hop your back foot forward, lengthen out through the legs, square off the hips, lengthen and lift through the spine to a position where you can do this posture properly. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. No pain, especially not at the backs of the legs or the hips here. When you're ready, triangle pose. Make your stance bigger if you need to. Left foot turns to the left long edge of the mat and sweep your left arm up. Lengthen. Left arm towards the ceiling, right arm towards the floor. The depth of your triangle depends on where you can hold your open alignment. Shoulders stacked, hips square with each other, like your sandwich between two panes of glass. Check your right knee isn't locked. Fantastic. Let's open this up. Five-pointed star, nearly there, you're doing great. Exhale, goddess. Hands, not hands to heart, knees wide, hands facing your head. Spread wide, elbows wide. Drive down through those feet, drive the knees out, feel the glutes. Well done. Reach up, five-pointed star, step in, tall mountain, swaying palm. Reach your palms towards the ceiling and exhale to the side. Inhale through center, exhale other side. Inhale through center, exhale, release. Pause, hold your mountain pose, let it sink in again. We're going to do another round of the flow, and in this round I'm going to show you also alternative ways of approaching these postures so that you can intensify them if you want. For some people, some of these variations will feel more comfortable, but otherwise stick with your preferred variation. So when you're ready, mountain pose. Let's inhale, reach for the ceiling. Exhale, side moon. Right hand to right thigh, left hand across. Inhale through center, exhale, side moon to the left. Inhale through center, 5-pointed star, step out wide. Deep breath in, exhale, goddess pose, sit it down. Good, hold it. Inhale through 5-pointed star, triangle to the right first. Option is here. Start by building triangle pose the way you like it. Right arm down, left arm up, make sure everything is strong and aligned. For those of you who feel very comfortable in triangle pose or want more challenge, right arm comes forward in bicep in line with ear, left arm comes forward, bicep in line with ear. For core triangle is really, really hard. One breath in, exhale, pyramid pose, swivel around. Next variation, either build your pyramid or stay in extended pyramid. Make sure your hips are still square and hinge to wherever you can get to. Extended pyramid, back heel is lifted, front leg is not locked. It's the exact same posture, but just bigger. Hips are still neutral, spine is still neutral, core is still strong. We're coming to crescent moon or crescent lunge next. So bend into your right knee. Either lower the back knee or keep it high, arms go up towards the ceiling. Same power as crescent moon. Hold it, power through that back leg and do not relax and sink into the hips. Glutes are squeezed, back leg is powerful, strong, right leg is fully engaged. We're coming to extended side squat next. Your variation, lower into it. This doesn't change. Hold it. When you're ready, take it up and over to the left. Good. When you're ready, second side. Swivel around. Choose your lunge variation, crescent moon, crescent lunge, back knee high or low. Otherwise, the technique is exactly the same. See if you can take flying pyramid if you're enjoying the extra balance challenge. Extended pyramid, ordinary pyramid, or hinge forward and take your arms back into flying pyramid. Spread your fingers really wide and push your arms up. Reach your pinky fingers towards the ceiling so your triceps work. Well done. Hands come down to the inside of your foot. Turn your back heel around for triangle. Form your triangle first. Open it up. Squeeze your waist, squeeze your bum. See if you can extend your arms for a core triangle. Hard work. It should all be in your core, not in your back. 5-pointed star. And goddess. Or press squat. I've gone into press squat. Goddess pose. Well done. 5-pointed star. Step it in. Pyramid, swaying palm, sorry. Inhale through center, swaying palm to the left or second side. Back to center. Exhale, arms down. That's a bit of effort, isn't it? Let's do the second side. Going from the left all the way around. Back here. This is our final round. When you're ready. Inhale. Arms up. Exhale. Side moon to the right. Inhale through center. Exhale. Side moon to the left. Inhale through center. Step wide through 5-pointed star, goddess pose, sink down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, triangle to the left. Your choice of triangle. Build it first, then power it up if you want to. Good. Extended pyramid pose, possibly flying if your balance is all right and your mat doesn't grab your feet so firmly. Sometimes a slippy mat is a useful thing. Okay, if you can, lower the back knee to the floor or crescent lunge, your choice, crescent moon, crescent lunge. Well done. Extended side squat, left side of your mat, your variation. Up and over to the right, your variation. Use your hands if you need to. Power, power, power. No knees dropping in or out. Swivel around. Crescent moon, crescent lunge either. Well done. Pyramid pose, your variation, normal, extended pyramid, flying pyramid, it's up to you. Bring your hands to the inside of your front leg, triangle pose. Peel your left arm up. Hold it, maybe power it up. Well done. Pick it up all the way through center. Arms wide, hold it. Goddess. Well done. Reach up. Exhale, bring it in. Right arm down, side moon. Inhale to center. Exhale, side moon to the left. Inhale to center. Exhale, mountain pose. So make sure, please, that your hips are properly elevated on something tall enough that with minimal effort, your knees are falling open and your spine is growing tall, which is by far the more important part. We're going to bring the feet a little bit further forward and soles of the feet together into diamond pose. So let's just start by growing up nice and tall in diamond pose here. Start to take some shoulder rolls. Fantastic. Let's switch directions and try and make your shoulder rolls intentional so you can feel the movement through the joints. Lovely. And then let's give that a rest. Going to gently turn your head from one side to the other, gazing over your right shoulder and then through center over to the left shoulder. So next time you're back to your right shoulder, let's do some big arcs or smiles from your right shoulder down towards your chest and over to the left. Keep space through your neck so we're not squashing up your throat. You're not trying to get your chin to your actual chest. You're just arcing downwards. You could imagine there's a little canvas in front of you with a blob of paint on your chin. You're drawing a smile on the canvas, or more like a great big grin if your neck is comfortable. Good. Check that you haven't started to slouch. If you have, then you may need to get something taller under your hips. Next time your chin is over to your right shoulder, let's go up and over to the left. And then back in a rainbow. Same drill. You got a canvas in front of you, imaginary canvas, blob of paint on your chin, and you're drawing a rainbow from shoulder to shoulder on this canvas. Should feel quite nice, especially if you've been doing a lot of upper body work lately. Lovely. And when you've finished off on the right shoulder, come back to center, take a deep breath in. As you exhale, hinge forward to your hips, from your hips, only as far as you can go without rounding your spine. Elbows nice and wide. I'm holding onto my shins. And then press it back up. Exhale, draw your navel in and up, back towards your spine, or in towards your spine, up towards your rib cage. Obviously, that might not be a physical thing for you, but you could on the outside, but you will feel it on the inside. So really squeeze your waist in, really work towards hollowing your belly. Start to press your pelvic floor in and up, activate it. It's not an intense activation, just a light one. Next time you're forward as far as you can go with a flat back, allow your upper back to round, scoop your chest in, round your shoulders in like you're doing cat pose, scoop your belly in and up, tuck your tailbone under a little bit,
And just relax your head and shoulders. We're not going into the yin version of diamond pose. We're a little bit more active here. So think cat pose in your spine. You need to have something to support you. Some people like to put something under their head, like a block or a bolster. It can feel quite nice, actually. It can give you just a little support so you can focus on the core muscles. Lovely. Let's lift the head, roll the shoulders back, and slowly hinge back up using the hips primarily, staying engaged through your center. We're going to take one leg out to the side for a seated pigeon stretch. I'm just going to bring the other leg in a little, but you don't have to if you don't want to. You also don't have to have something under your hips for this. We're going to hinge from the hips again. Same drill, drawing your waist in. As you exhale, press your chest forward, hinge from your hips. The aim is not to go low on this. It's to keep your hips back and even. It's to keep your navel drawing in. It's to keep your spine long and flat, no rounding. A lot of people seem to ignore that. I've gone fairly low here by general standards. For you, it may be a very, very small movement, and that's totally fine. Okay, brilliant. We're going to walk this in. And staying tall through your spine, you can still have something under your hips here. You're going to take your right hand to your left knee and left hand behind. Roll your shoulders back and down, press your chest up, crown of the head lifted. As you exhale, draw yourself around into a twist to the left. Grow tall, inhale, exhale, draw your waist in and do not hoik yourself around. You should be able to remove your hands and still be holding this position, albeit with a fair bit of effort, 30 to 50% effort to hold the twist. Twists, yes, require flexible joints, but they also require strong, flexible muscles. Fantastic. When you're ready, on an exhale, bring it back to center. Bring your right hand to the floor in line with your right hip, so just near your right heel, most likely. Left arm draws up towards the ceiling with the palm facing to the right. Draw your waist in, tall through the crown of the head. As you exhale, take a side bend over to the right without losing the position of your shoulders and hips. So your shoulders should be stacked over your hips or in line with your hips. And now the whole of the left side of your body is lengthened and nudging to the left. The right side, yes, is shortened, but it's not squashed. So there's a feeling of length here. I'm putting minimal weight. Again, you should be able to do this without your hands. I am extending my right arm so the fingertips are lengthening away from the base of the hip. You can, if you want, turn and gaze under your left armpit, although it might be a bit early for that. See how you feel. Nice and steady. When you're ready, turn your left palm up, reach for the ceiling. Bring your left hand just behind your left hip. Sweep your right arm forward and pull your hips forward and up so you're now leaning, lifted, rested on both your shins. Pull your hips forward, pull your chest to the ceiling, reach up for this lovely back bend that has a name I can't remember. Lovely. Release. All of these postures have names, and I've said none of them. So we've just done mermaid twist, a mermaid side bend, and a mermaid back bend. They all have other names as well. We're going to move to the second side. Before we do that, we're going to take Lord of the Fishes. So you're going to take your right leg up and over your left. If this feels bad on your knees, you can extend your left leg long. That's another alternative. Go nice and tall. Our twist is going to go in the other direction. So right hand to the floor behind you. Left arm either hugs your right leg or you rotate and bring your left elbow to the outside of your right leg. Inhale, grow tall, scoop your shoulders back and down, lift through the crown of your head, square. Your foot, front foot is planted into the floor and pressing down. And you're going to exhale, draw your waist in nice and firmly as you rotate into Lord of the Fishes, and you're not levering into this position. You're getting a bit of traction through your finger and your fingers and your elbow and your foot. But in truth, once you find your posture, you should be able to squeeze your core and your hip muscles, push down through your foot and release your arms and remain in the exact same posture. All you're doing is allowing a slightly deeper stretch by using your elbow and your fingers. So they're not working, they're just assisting. Lovely stuff. From here, unravel. This bottom leg is coming out to the side. You're going to sit up lovely and tall. And we're taking our pigeon, seated pigeon. Grow tall, exhale, hinge from your hip creases, lead with your chest. Walk your hands forward, flat back, as far as you can go. And then take as much time as you need. We're not rounding through the spine here. I'm not leaning a lot on my hands. Hips are pressing back. I've got a really good, very moderate stretch through both of my hips. My hips are actually still perched back towards the cushion that I'm sitting on, the meditation cushion. And it's actually helping because it means I'm keeping my back long and flat, spine long and flat, hips drawing back, waist is in, and we're just warming this upper body really well. If you're following the core instructions, by the end of this warm-up, your core will be ready for some work. Not, you will build more core strength as you go, but the aim here is not just to focus on flopping into the hips, it's to be active in these stretches. So yeah, if you want to go a little further, you can. See how you feel. Let's have 2 more breaths here. Seated pigeon, this is, or a variation of seated pigeon. Fantastic. Walk yourself in. Going to take a twist, mermaid twist, or I guess you could call it a pigeon twist, or a 99, whatever. You can call it any kind of a twist. Left hand to your right knee, right hand just perched behind you on fingertips. Inhale, grow tall through the crown of your head. Exhale, cinch your waist, squeeze your core muscles. You're not going rigid because you won't be able to twist if you go rigid. Crown of the head lifts, shoulders stacked over the hips. See how it feels. Sometimes it's different on one side than the other. Take your time with these. The aim is not to rush. There will be time for more flow, for more movement overall, but we're engaging with muscles, joints, ligaments, tendons, breath, alignment and technique here. This is prep time. Good. When you're ready, we're walking this back to center, left hand in line with your left hip, somewhere near your heel probably. Right arm up towards the ceiling, reach, press your right hip down, right fingertips up, keep that arm extended and take the side bend. It's a really good side bend. It's not floppy. It's not a floppy one. I'm just going to walk my left hand a little bit further away so I've got room. Press your right hip down, right fingertips up. My palm is pointing to the right wall. Shoulders are still square with each other. Hips are square with each other. Shoulders are aligned with hips. Not, so they're aligned as in they're dead on top of, even though they're staggered. So can't keep my hips and shoulders in vertical lines and take a side bend. So obviously the shoulders are a little bit more over to the left, but they're over the hips. If you want, you can turn and gaze past your right armpit if that feels good for you. It really helps me on this side. Only if your neck doesn't seize up. Beautiful. And when you release, you're going to sweep your right hand to the floor just behind your right hip. Left arm sweeps around and guides you into this beautiful back bend. Hips come forward, hands on shins, lift it up and back. If this doesn't work for you, you can do reverse tabletop. If you tried it and it didn't work, it's not good for everyone. Let's bring this back to center. Lord of the Fishes. Left leg comes up and over, all the way around. Grow nice and tall. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of your head. Either hug or bring your elbow to the outside of your left knee. Push down through that left foot. So it's active with the knee pressing up. Left fingers behind you. Lord of the Fishes. Rotate around, squeeze your waist. It's an exhale. It's a tall posture. I'm still sitting on my cushion. It's doing me a lot of favors this morning. Never let ego get in the way of properly supporting your seated position. Because if you have, and you've collapsed through all of these with rounded shoulders and a loose core and a softened, twisted, bent, rounded spine or arched spine, then you have missed the benefits of this prep. You could, if you did this well, just use this as a little core training exercise. So do it right next time. If you didn't this time, next time, just be prepared. Do it right, do it well, feel lifted. You can concentrate if you're not collapsed. Maybe you weren't collapsed, but you had to work so hard that this has not been very enjoyable. Okay, let's bring this back to center. One last prep movement. We're going to stack. This won't work for everyone, so do the best you can. And if you can't, then you can skip this one. We're going to stack left shin over right. I find this very difficult. It's called fire log pose. It's a really strong hip stretch. Left shin over right. Both feet are active. Do the best you can. Go up nice and tall. This might be enough. I can feel both my glutes active, and they're not active, they're stretching, like two pigeon poses working at the same time. If this is okay and you want more, you can start to hinge slowly forward from the hips, lengthening from your spine, no rounding at all. And keep going until you can't go any further. This can be too much for a lot of people, so be careful. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly bring it in. Yeah, that's always borderline for me, that one. I find that a really tough posture, but it hits the spot. Okay, second side, see if the opposite stack works better or it's harder. This immediately feels much stronger for me, but actually the flexibility is a bit better, just the sensation's higher. Again, grow tall, pull in, cinch through your waist. You're hinging from where your hips meet your thighs, the crease. Lead with the chest. Exhale forward. Good. Nice work. Bring it all the way up. Fantastic. Release. Bring both feet forward. Gently rock your knees from side to side just to release the tension from fire log pose. So we do a little bit of wipers here. Last one, right and left. And we're going to come back to center and take a deep breath.